Wait, what you doing, Steven?
Well, I got it all split down, and I'm just taking the bark off the back right now. I'm trying to be real careful because I don't want to cut into this wood. I just want to get the bark off. And after that, I'm going to take and draw my knife up this, make them smooth, and use different knives, make them smooth, and then do it on the same side until you get a tiller where the limbs bend evenly.
Well, Tam's sanding her thing. What you doing there, babe?
Well, this had a huge bump, and when I tried to scoop ashes, this bump was in my road, so I'm trying to smooth this bump off. I was able to remove and sand down this portion of the bone. Now I left this piece because it sort of comes in handy as a grip. I can put my finger there, an extra grip. And this one I removed totally because it was all broken, and then I sanded it all down. So I'm able to catch my coals between here when I do my fire, but once I remove this bump, it'll be easier grabbing.
Let's take it over to fire and see how it works.
Okay, I'm going to put to test my bones to see if they'll work good for picking up and moving coals. Let's see, I can just move this big log and move the coals over. See, once I remove this bump, then it's going to be easier working. But you can see it's definitely something that's workable. So I'm kind of pleased with the project.
Now what you doing, Ty?
I am cleaning out the black part of the hole I'm making to make my cup. I had to start over because the last piece of wood that I had a split through it, and the split kept getting bigger the more I tried to burn down into it.
So you're using a little bit bigger piece this time?
Yes. And from the end here, there's no splits that I can really see.
Looks like you're well on your way to a cup. What you doing, Bot?
Getting out the old charcoal, getting ready to put a new one in.
How's your bowl coming?
Slow.
Alright, I found this piece of scythe, just the blade of it, a while back in a barn I was cleaning out. And I took it home and I polished it up and got all the rust off, and I filed the edge to a nice sharp edge, and it hold it like that, and it works as a pretty good draw knife. Just kind of takes a lot of meat off of it.
Alright, this here's the flush side. I've been working on the hair side there, getting it de-haired, and I'm going to show you how you remove this flesh and get it nice and cleaned off. First I'm going to lay it down here on the stump, and what I've done here is I found a little piece off the edge where I can peel it away. I just use my thumb to work away the membranes here, separating the thing from the flesh from the skin, and it comes off extremely easy from soaking. And using my thumb, I don't have to worry about cutting the hide with a knife or anything. Now once I'm done with this, I'm going to take the hide, rinse it off real good, and then I'm going to take an egg and mayonnaise mixture, and I'm going to smear it on the flesh side of the hide and get it in there real good, work it in, and I'm going to fold it down over the spine, smear some more of the egg mixture on there, and then I'm going to roll it up and let it sit overnight, and we'll see about it the next day.
Well, I'm just finishing up the spoon here, throwing out some sand on it. And we'll do this primitive if we wanted to. I'm just using a piece of sandpaper. Had a little problem where I had a little nick right in that knot, but that's alright. We sand it down a little bit. And it's not perfect, but it doesn't look bad. We'll oil it up and show you the finished product in a little bit. How's your spoon coming there, babe?
It's coming good. When I had originally made it, I drilled a hole through here, and then right about here I had another hole. It came out that long, and I removed this top part. I'm sanding it down, getting the back side of the hole out. I want to dig still a little bit more in here, but for the rest it's just about getting there.
And what did you drill those holes in there for?
I did them because when I originally started I had used wet wood and it was starting to split, so I drilled a hole in each end to take away the pressure, and it stopped the wood from splitting in between here.
Well, it looks terrific. Let's see if we can get in that ladle. Tip that ladle over here. Look at that. You can scoop some soup with that, guys.
Well, I wanted to make an arrow instead of a bow, so I'm going to make an arrow for this bow. I took a straight piece of wood, well, it was a little bended, and then I straightened it in the fire and made a point on it, and then I took a little bit of clear tape and taped these feathers to it, and so we'll see how it works when Drew shoots his bow.
Alright, after I got all the hair and the flesh off, I put a layer of eggs and mayonnaise over it and rubbed it into the hide real well. What I used was a dozen of eggs to a jar of mayonnaise, and that gave me enough so that I can put my second coat on, which I use about half the amount I originally put on overnight, and then I'm going to work on tanning it after that. First I have to fold it down over the spine like this, and then I take the edges here and I roll it up just into a...
Like a sausage.
Yeah. If it's a larger hide like a cow or something, you stand it on end. But with small stuff, I like to just put it in a bag because it works easier and helps the stuff to work into it.
Very good. So how long are you going to let this set before you wash it and work it?
I'll set it overnight, and then tomorrow morning whenever I get up, I'll come out and start working it.
What you doing there, Dew?
Well, I'm just taking the shavings off the limbs so that they'll till it right.
So you're shaving it down a little bit?
Yeah.
Good. Are your limbs just about where you want them now?
Yeah, I think they are.
You getting close? About time to notch it and get some cordage on there and see?
Yes, sir.
Alright, well it's looking good, Dew. How's that bowl coming by you?
Coming pretty good, I guess. I just gotta clean it up and sand it out.
Clean it up and burnish it and sand it. Alright. Looking good. Here, pull it up here a little bit closer so they can see what you're doing there. Alright, that's a good looking bowl. Certainly will hold some food. Now what you doing there, Ty? Looks like your cup is getting good. Let's see, I'm zooming in here. Let me see where you move your hand a second. Let's see. Well, that's a pretty good cup. That'll definitely hold some water, won't it?
Yep, I just got to get it carved and get it shaped and get the bottom flattened where it will sit upright without tipping over.
Alright, well good job. Looks like you're working hard and finishing that project right up. Girl, you're the project meister here. What are you working on now?
Well, when I was shaving the bone down for my coal movers, I kept a piece of shard, and I've worked, it was all this wide, that's too big for a needle, so I started smoothing it out for a needle. I've got my hole started. I want to finish my hole, and then I'll bring the needle down a little narrower. Just something to tuck into my E-kit, a bone needle.